Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. I wanted to talk about CitizenCon 2017 and my expectations of the event. Some stuff we know and some stuff I will be pulling out of my ass, but with a well-researched and makes sense look. So CitizenCon 2947 it's called, will be held on Friday the 27th of October at the Capitol Theatre in Frankfurt. They will live stream the presentation as well. The event will be at twitch.tv/Star Citizen and on their YouTube too. I don't know the exact times yet, but we will find out closer to the actual date. So previously, last year's CitizenCon had some amazing things. In particular, the Planetary version 2 tech demo showcasing planet-side procedural tech, ground combat, and travel, and the mission, as well as some NPCs and a sandworm, some big derelicts of that javelin, as well as a glimpse, basically, of what we're going to have in the future beyond 3.0. But there was some disappointment as well. The Squadron 42 vertical slice was cut from the show, and there was a lot of expectation around what should have been shown and what wasn't. At this year's Gamescom, we saw face-over IP, voice-over IP, capital ship battles, and expanded 3.0 gameplay. But there was some stuff that they left out, or I felt that there was a void there of stuff that they should show. Now, this is possibly because they're showing it at CitizenCon, but what do we expect to see? So pre-show, or like at the start of the show, it's likely we'll see the journey so far, so a quick show of the genesis of the project, the growth of the studios, and the progress of the game's funding, from the hangar module to now. Quick shout out to the community, devs, studios, all that sort of stuff. A big thank you. CitizenCon is very much a celebration of the game and the community. Sales, I expect to see some form of limited ship sale, the last chance to get some ships at a lower price, as it were, before they become flyable. Now remember, you can get all these ships in-game anyway, but some people love the new concept ships and love to get those hands on limited ships. I also expect to see a concept sale. They've teased the X1 Origin open canopy racing bike at DragonsCon, or DragonCon, and I don't know why, maybe there's more than one dragon, but there are other ships that could possibly go on concept sale around the same time. The Spider Miner, that's still a thing apparently. The Sabre Raven, another Tumbril vehicle has been promised before the end of the year, and a mysterious ship known only as the Game Changer. They could go on concept sale, we don't know. So expect a sale of limited ships and some form of concept sale as well. Faceware put out a tweet. They're the company that are doing the face-over IP work for Star Citizen. More info on release info of our groundbreaking technology coming soon. Mark CitizenCon 2017 in your calendars. So we can expect to see them at CitizenCon showing off more of the face-over IP, head tracking, and voice-over IP in-game technologies and stuff. Possibly some better test cases. We didn't see all of the test cases and uses of render to texture and secondary viewports. I'd like to see a better demonstration of comms calls, so literally bringing up another player's face on your mobi-glass and being able to talk to them, how this works with other players that aren't in your party. Lots of other stuff hasn't really been answered fully with face-over IP stuff, like some people are just going to want their lips driven without using a camera, that sort of stuff. Spectrum is a massive part as well of the face-over IP and voice-over IP and the community communication. I expect to see a bit more of what Spectrum's going to be featuring in the future and where they're up to with Spectrum, as it's Star Citizen's communication solution. There are other things that need to be addressed as well sooner than later. They've talked about a new updated website for Star Citizen, updating all the ship stats so they're accurate and up to date is the main thing there. The current website is hell, and the info on there is a mixture of previously old systems and older ship sizes, legacy components. It's a strong expectation that we'll see a new site and updated ship matrix very soon. They keep on talking about it. Hopefully by and or at CitizenCon, even if it's just an update to it, even if it's just like, yes, it's going to be done very soon with 3.0's release or something, anything, new website, new ship stats, please. Can't have that info wrong on there. Roadmaps and schedule. So CitizenCon and Squadron 42 have moved away very much from hard timelines and release dates, but that doesn't stop them showing us the plans they have for patches, the Delta Patcher, and their patching methodology moving forwards. I'd like to see them explain how they see the Delta Patcher being used and how it's going to affect the way we might receive patches. Do they intend to give us content like new ships, smaller updates, and that kind of game content as and when it's ready regularly? They've suggested that the 3.x patches will be for larger mechanics, so 3.1 would be mining and 3.2 would be whatever, salvage, whatever. But I'd also like them to tell us where those major mechanics are falling in their planned schedule. So Is 3.2 going to be salvage? When are we going to see science, medical, farming, base building, that sort of stuff? Updates to roadmaps would be great, even if it's just quite vague, because we want to see where their plans lie. And it's fine, they don't need to give us hard dates or anything. They like to do live gameplay at these events, so the state of Alpha 3.0 will affect pretty much probably what they show. If 3.0 is out to the Evocati, PTU, or live, they might show stuff a bit beyond that, so stuff going beyond the near future. My expectations are that a planetary tech version 3 with weather, more biomes, different planet types, possibly procedural cities that they've been working on might be shown. So procedural cities are needed for ArcCorp in the shorter term, but as well as any of the city planets like Terra and Earth. And then they need to do alien procedural planets as well, but that can all be done just with the modular kind of moving components and adding stuff to that procedural tech, rather than having to develop anything new again. Aliens and plants. We haven't seen that much in the way of alien creatures or plants yet. I'd like to see some of them actually in-game, in the in-game engine, moving around with some form of AI. Obviously that sandworm, very much a scripted event thing. It didn't have its own intelligence. It literally came out of the ground and went blah, 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 and ran away or whatever. We know that they've reconcepted the alien races as well. The Vandal, the Xi'an, the Banu, the Tavarin. I'd like to see them in engine. I'd be so cool to see them actually in engine walking around now in a more polished state. Minor mechanics are the next big mechanic, and we know that's coming after 3.0. It makes sense that they might show that in its early stages. The Reclaimer. That's a big ship. That's almost finished. So they might show that off even with some nomming up of other ship or salvage mechanics or something. It's likely that salvage will come soon after mining. Other capital ships. The Javelin, the Bengal, and lots of Vandal ships. We've seen the Idris capital ship battle now. Boom, 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 boom. It was cool and glorious. Very low frame rates, but it was still glorious. But ships like the Javelin and the Bengal, they should be in a similar state. It would be great to see some of these ships in action. Also, if the AI is ready, we could potentially see Vandal capital ships, the Driller, Kingship, and Harvesters, like fighting and attacking a capital ship, multi-crewed by players. And if that's the case, I hope we see expanded multi-crew. So we got to see the Idris's fight in the Gamescom demo, and apparently there were 6 people on each of them crewing them, but we didn't actually see those people performing tasks aboard. We didn't see them operating the weapons or targeting or managing the systems. We saw mainly like third-person views of the ship firing at each other, or points of view from the fighters there. I would like to see that whole multi-crew experience coming together, and the points of view of the players running around, operating systems, maybe repairing, that sort of stuff. Squadron 42's vertical slice. So, the vertical slice, as I said earlier, was absent from last year's CitizenCon, and traditionally, CitizenCon is where they show Squadron 42 stuff. A vertical slice is a section of gameplay showing off all the mechanics of a game. In this case, it would be something like a pre-mission walk around a capital ship, a mission briefing, then getting to your ship, travelling to a mission zone, completing the mission, returning, having a debrief, and then walking around again. That's kind of what they want with the Star Citizen, and especially the Squadron 42 gameplay. That seamless gameplay where everything blends into one, and you can walk around and interact with people. CIG have, however, made it very clear that nothing is set in stone for CitizenCon. We don't know what we're going to get, Squadron 42 or content-wise. But I think the hope is there that we'll see that elusive Squadron 42 gameplay. But what do you think they'll show? What are your hopes and dreams or expectations of CitizenCon? What do you think they should show? Actually, while we're talking about it, I'd like to see some more evolved scanning mechanics. I was reminded of that when playing golf games on the Oculus. Every month we give away a ship. For September, it's a Nox Q. All you need to do is be subscribed to my YouTube channel and comment on any of my Star Citizen videos during that month. Any questions for Alpha 3.0 or about CitizenCon or Squadron 42s or CitizenCons or Star Citizen's development in general, whatever, we have a Reddit group and Discord now too. I'll link them below. I do random giveaways on there as well as on here, but I will try and nurture those communities and interact with people more there. A special thank you to my Patreons who allow me to create the amount of content I do. Thank you very much. If you're interested in becoming one of them, there is links to Patreon as well as everything else we've discussed below. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really does help me, and I will see you in the verse.